Hey guys, so this is lesson 8.2, the GCF worksheet, and what I'm going to do in this video is just simply walk you through how to do each problem. Again, you do not need to watch this entire video, just go to the problems that you didn't quite get right and watch those, all right? Okay, so on the first example here, this is 15x squared plus 10. So when I'm thinking about my numbers, the biggest number here that can come out of both of these would be a 5. Now, since these both don't have variables, so we have an x squared but no x here, we're not going to worry about pulling out a variable. It has to be in both parts for us to pull it out. So I'm going to basically just divide both parts by 5. And I'm going to get 3x squared plus 2 when I do that. Okay? All right, let's go to number 2. Okay, so on number 2, the biggest number that I can pull out here would definitely be an 8, okay? And then when I'm looking at this, let's keep in mind that this guy has 4 r's and this guy has 3 r's. So again, it's how many do they have in common, okay? Or really what's going on is just pull out the smallest. You got 4 here, 3 here. The most you can pull out of both would just be the 3, okay? And so I'm going to have 3 r's on the outside here. So now 8 divided by 8 would technically be a 1. R's, I have one guy left right here, so I put one guy there. Minus 8 divided by 8, again, would be a 1. And all of the R's are gone, so I don't have to worry about him. Now, obviously, it's optional whether you have a 1 here in front or not. All right, number 3. Okay, so on number 3, now it doesn't really matter as far as what the answer key does. Usually I tell you guys that if there's a negative leading the way, then let's go ahead and pull out a negative number. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to pull a negative 6 out, but you could pull out just a regular 6 and that would be fine. All right, now on my variables, I've got 1 in here and I've got 4 here, so I can pull one of them out. So I've got negative 6 in. And so now when I divide that, I'm going to get 9, no n's left, minus 8, and then there are 3 n's left over. Okay, now if you just went ahead and kept the negative though, or didn't take the negative out, and you just took a 6 in out and then got a negative 9 and a positive 8 into the third, that's fine as well. I would accept either answer in that case. All right, number 4. Okay, so on number 4, first thing you're going to do is figure out the biggest number that comes out. So the biggest number that will come out here is a 4. Now, they don't both have variables, so I can't pull a variable out. So again, we're just basically dividing both parts by 4. So 20 divided by 4 is 5, plus 32 divided by 4 is 8, and the n is left over. Okay, problem number 5 here. So on problem number 5, both of these would be divisible by 9, so I'm going to take a 9 out. Now, they both have variables here, but they're not the same, so we can't do anything with that. So basically, we're just going to divide both parts by 9. So when I divide by 9 here, I get 2x squared. When I divide by 9 here, I get a minus 5y. Okay, all right, moving to the next one. Okay, so on number 6, on this particular problem, we don't have a number that they have in common. So all we're looking at then is just the variables. So if I look here, I've got 1a here and 1a here. So I definitely know I need to pull out an a. On my b's, I've got 5 b's on this guy and 2 b's on this guy. So again, how many do they have in common? Well, they have 2 b's left in common. So now, what will be left over? So if I look at this first guy here, I take the a out, so there's no a left here. I'm taking out 2 of the b's, but there were 5. So I'm actually going to have 3 b's left, minus 9. Again, the a gets brought out, and in this case, the b squared also gets brought out. So there's really your answer right there. It's going to be ab squared, and then you've got b to the third minus 9 on the inside. All right, number 7. Now, I know on the answer key that they pulled out a positive 10. In this case, though, if you have a negative front number, I would highly recommend you go ahead and pull that out. So in this case, I'm going to pull out a negative 10. And then when I'm looking at my variables, again, you can write it out or just pull the smallest. So I'm going to pull out 3 n's. So now I'm going to divide all these parts by negative 10. and I'm going to get a positive 3. All 3 of my ends moved out, so I'm not going to have any more left here. Then a negative divided by negative will be a positive. 10 divided by 10 is 1. I don't care if you put the 1 there or not. Now I'm pulling out 3 of the ends. There's 5. 3 are moved out, which means I'm only going to have 2 left over. And then I'm going to have a minus 30, or sorry, minus 3. 30 divided by 10 is 3. And then again, I'm pulling out 3 ends out of the 6. So it's going to just be n to the third. I'm going to have 3 left over. Now again, if you just pulled out the positive, I'm okay with that. Just note that all of your signs on the inside here will then have flipped. And technically these are the same answer. Just note for later on though, as we get farther into this chapter, if you can pull a negative, let's pull a negative. All right, number 8. So when I look at number 8, there is nothing I can pull out of all 3 parts, okay? 1, 9, negative 6. I mean, I guess I could pull a 1, but pulling a 1 is not going to change anything. And only variables in 2 of them. I have to have variables in all 3, so it's missing out here. So when that happens, that means there's nothing you can do to it, and that is prime. Okay? All right, moving on to number 9. Okay, so when I look at number 9 here, again, when I see all the negatives, I have a tendency to want to pull the negative out when I'm seeing a negative, especially out front right here. So I'll pull a negative 3, but if you didn't and you pulled a positive, that's okay. So I'll pull a negative 3, and then again, I'm looking at my K's. I've got 7 K's here, 4 K's here, and 6 K's here. So really, guys, remember, you're just pulling the smallest. So I'm going to pull out 4 K's. So negative 3 K to the 4th. So now this is going to turn over to a positive, because again, I'm dividing everything by negative 3. All right. So now I've pulled out 4 K's, which means there are 3 left. 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. I'm pulling out all 4 K's, so there's no K's left in the middle. And negative by negative is a positive 1. And then since I'm pulling 4 K's out, there's only going to be 2 left over. Now again, if you didn't pull the negative, no big deal. Then you would have kept it as positive 3K to the 4th, and then your signs would have all stayed. So you'd have had a negative 4K to the 3rd plus 1 minus 1K squared. Okay. All right, number 10. Okay, so on number 10, they don't all have variables in all the parts, so I can't pull a variable out of all the parts, but I can pull a 2 out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a 2 out, and again, remember, we're just dividing everything by 2. So we're going to get 9 minus 4n plus 10, n to the 7th. Again, all I did was divide by 2 there. All right, going down to number 11. Okay, so on number 11, again, I would have a tendency to want to go ahead and pull out a negative only because this front guy's negative. It's okay if you don't. I just happen to do that because I know kind of what's coming down the road, and it's a little easier for you if you just pull the negatives out. So I'm going to pull out a negative 7 here. And now when I'm looking at my variables, I have an m, an n, and no variables. So there's nothing that they all have in common. So I can't pull a variable out here. So I'm just going to pull out a negative 7, and I'm going to get a positive 7, m to the 6th. Okay, so again, all I'm doing is dividing by negative 7s here. I'm going to get a negative 2n and a negative 7. Now, if you chose to just pull out a positive 7, I'm okay with that. And you'll get a negative 7 m to the 6th, a positive 2n, and a positive 7. Okay, number 12. So now on number 12 here, notice how they are all negatives. Whoops, wrong guy there. So when they are all negatives, okay, you're definitely going to want to pull a negative out. So I'm going to pull out a negative 9. Now look at your variables. I've got 5 A's, 3 A's, and 3 A's. Again, just pull your smallest out. So I'm going to pull out 3 A's. Now, I'm not pulling a B. I can't pull this B out because there's not a B in all 3 parts. Okay? All right, so now basically, again, you're just dividing all the parts by negative 9. So I'm going to have a positive 1A squared, a positive 1, no A's left here because all 3 got moved out, but there's a B left, and a positive 2, and again, all 3 A's got moved out, so there's nothing left. So that would be my final answer there. Okay, number 13. Okay, this one's a little bit bigger. Okay, so you had to maybe do a little work here to find out that you had to pull a 6 out here. So we should have pulled a 6. And again, when I'm looking at all my variables here, I've got 6, 5, 4, and 2. Again, pull your smallest variable out. So I'm going to pull out an x squared. Okay, and when I do that, I'm going to get 9. I've got 4 x's left out of the 6 because I pulled 2 out, plus 7. Again, remember, I'm just dividing everything here by 6. Okay, so 7. 5 x's, I've pulled 2 out, which means I have 3 left over. 36 divided by 6 is 6. I've pulled out 2 x's, so I have 2 left over. And then negative 18 divided by 6 is negative 3, but both the x's got pulled out, so there's none left there. All right, number 14. Okay, so on 14, when I'm looking at this, there's no numbers that they all have in common. So they've got a 9, an 8, but then they've got a 1 here. So we're done there. Now, if I look at my variables, again, I got 5, 4, 3, 2 r's. So again, pull out the smallest, so that's just 2 r's can come out of all of them. So I'm going to pull out an r squared. So I've got the 9 still. Now I pulled 2 out, which means I've got 3 r's left over on that first part. I've got 8. There are 4 r's. I pull 2 out. I have 2 left. And then r to the third, I pull out 2 r's. I have an r left. So then plus 7, both r's came out. So there's no r's left on that one. Okay. Number 15. Okay, so I'm looking for a GCF here on number 15. Okay, so first off, I start looking at my numbers. Well, 7 and 4 don't have anything in common, so there's no number that will come out. So now look at your variables. I've got 7 x's, 5 x's, 3, and 3. Again, what do they all have in common? Well, the most I could pull out of all of them would be 3 x's, so I'm going to do that. Now, when I look at my y's, there's no y, and then all of a sudden y's show up. If it's not in all 4, you can't pull it out. So on this guy right here, I'm going to pull out 3 x's. I'm going to get 7, and then x to the 4th, because there were 7, I pulled 3 out, plus 4, I pulled out 3 x's, I have 2 left, minus 10, all 3 x's came out, so I get a y squared, and then minus all 3 x's came out, and I have a y left over. Okay? And for number 16. All right, so number 16, again, you might have had to do a little thinking there before you came up with that 6 will technically divide into all the parts. Okay, so I've got 6 on the outside. Now looking at your variables, I've got 6 u's, 5 u's, 4 u's, and 4 u's. So again, pull the smallest out because you got to be able to pull it out of all of them. So I'm going to have 4 u's. Now I'm looking at my v's. I got 1, 1, 2, and 1. So I can definitely pull 1 out of all parts. So I'm also going to pull a v. So 30 divided by 6 is 5. Now I pulled out 2 of the 6 u's. Sorry, I pulled out 4 of the 6 u's, so there's only 2 left. The v got pulled. Minus 12 divided by 6 is 2. I pulled out 4 u's, which means there's 1 left, and I pulled out the v. Now 12 divided by 6 is 2. The 4 u's come out. Now in this case, though, the v, there's 2 of them. I pull 1 out, which means I've got 1 v left over. And then 48 divided by 6 is 8. I'm pulling out all 4 u's and the v here, so there's no variable left. And that concludes the video for 8.2 GCF worksheet.